On the 82nd episode of the HatTrick Sports Podcast, we are going to be talking about the NFL playoffs, some Dodgers and MLB offseason signings. We have some NBA and NHL news. We're going to end it off with some Hall of Fame. Yay or nay? Roll it!
Welcome to HatTrick Sports, starring your host, Isaiah Carpenter. Bringing you the biggest sports headlines every week. This is the HatTrick Sports Podcast.
Right, we are here. This is a very weird kind of episode of the HatTrick Sports Podcast. Out of the last 82 episodes, we have posted every single clip that we have made of the podcast onto TikTok, and unfortunately that will not be happening. The uncertainty, we'll go into it a little bit, but if I act a little bit different, if the editing styles are different, just know that is because of we just really don't have access to the biggest platform that we've ever been on. So sorry if the editing is a little bit different. Sorry if the topics are a little bit different. Just know it's because of that. We'll get into a little bit more in a few minutes. But let's start off with the NFL playoffs. The NFL playoffs it's in the middle of the NFL playoffs. What can you say? So we are filming this a couple hours before the Sunday games for the divisional rounds. You have the Ravens and you have the Bills playing today, and you have in the NFC you have the Rams and you have the Eagles playing today. But everything else has happened. The Commanders have moved on and the Chiefs have moved on. They will be playing each other, and whoever wins that goes to the Super Bowl 59, which I was kind of like, I thought we were on like Super Bowl 54, 55. I didn't realize we were jumping up all the way to 59 this year. So just what I was thinking a little bit. So I guess I'm going to be predicting from now until the end of the NFL playoffs what my predictions are. So I was wrong. I did think that the Lions were going to go to the Super Bowl, but the Lions will not be heading to the Super Bowl. It will be the Commanders. The Chiefs, so for Commanders and Chiefs, I think that the Chiefs win. I think the Chiefs are going to make another Super Bowl. I know it happens. They're going to go for the 3-peat. You got to appreciate greatness. You can't be upset about it. I don't know why people would be upset about a good team. Now, I know they've went like 8 games winning by like 1 score or something, but yeah, you got to give it to the Chiefs. The Chiefs are there. They're having the time of their lives. But the Ravens and Bills play each other today, just in a couple hours before this actually may come out after the game, depending on how everything goes. But I think that the Bills beat the Ravens, so the Bills will have to play the Chiefs again in the conference championship game. And I think it's going to be close. Don't get me. I think it's going to be close. Or I was wrong. My apologies. I was wrong. The Commanders are not going to be playing the Chiefs. That's on me. I don't know why I said that. All right. But, so, let's kind of start over here. So, you have the Commanders. The Commanders beat the Lions. So, they will be playing the winner of either the Rams or the Eagles. I think that the Eagles will win that. So, the Eagles will play the Commanders. It's going to be a little division matchup for the NFC championship game, but give me the Eagles. The Eagles are going to beat the Commanders. It's going to be a close game, actually. It's going to be a really, really close game. The Commanders and the Eagles division matchup in the conference championship game. It's going to be really, really close. I'm going to, 1 second. What did they do to each other this season? Let's see. Go to the NFC. So, in the actual season, the Eagles were better than the Commanders. The Commanders ended the season off strong. The Commanders have won, we could do the 6 games. The Commanders have won 6 games straight. The Eagles have won, 4? 4 games. So, I don't know. It's gonna be a really, really close game. It's gonna be a close game, but give me the Man, do the Commanders make the Super Bowl? Give me the Commanders. I think the Commanders make the Super Bowl now. So I think that the Eagles beat the Rams, and then the Eagles play the Commanders, and I think that the Commanders go to the Super Bowl. The Chiefs are going to play the winner of either the Ravens or the Bills. I think the Bills win. I think this is going to be exactly like last year, the AFC Conference Championship game. It's going to be really, really close, but I think that the Bills, I've been saying this for months now. I have videos lined up and ready to go once the Bills win the Super Bowl. But I think that the Bills beat the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. So then it would be the Bills and Commanders. I kind of like that. I think that's going to be the Bills Commanders in the Super Bowl. And I think that the Bills take the dub and will be your Super Bowl 59 champions. Wow. Will what's going to be really, really interesting and really, really close is the NFC side. If the Rams win, will the Rams beat the Commanders? Maybe. But if the Eagles win, man, if it's Eagles Commanders, it is going to be extremely close. I think that's going to be a great game. I think both conference championship games will be really good, actually. Yeah, I do. I think that the both conference championship games will be really, really close if the Eagles win and if the Bills win. Now, if the Ravens win, I think that the Chiefs move on, and if the Rams win, I still think that the Commanders move on. But imagine a Rams-Ravens Super Bowl. Like, the fact that could happen is kind of crazy to me. I don't think that'll happen, but there's a possibility. There's a possibility that's not. I don't like that. I don't like the Ravens, Rams in the Super Bowl, but it could happen. But that's basically what I think will happen throughout the postseason, or not. I guess the playoffs here. So next week we will film before or kind of during, kind of in between of those championship games, and then the Super Bowl. We'll definitely film before the Super Bowl and probably right after, depending on that. So that's just a little timeline for us, but that's probably it. That's it for the NFL news and stuff like that. Let's talk more about this TikTok ban, all right? So HatTrick Sports and TikTok have had a really close relationship, just because, like, TikTok has given us the opportunities that none of the other social media platforms have had. TikTok is very user-friendly and very creator-friendly, if that makes sense. Like on Instagram, I can't really, on a laptop or anything, schedule out posts. And YouTube, it just doesn't get sent out right away. It's just... TikTok just hits different. And unfortunately, last night, I was unable to log into HatTrick Sports TikTok, which is the first time that has ever happened since creating the account. Not like scary to see. That's not the right word, but like it's just weird to see that you're locked out of your own account. But there's just a lot of uncertainties in the future of TikTok. I obviously live in the U.S. and everybody's kind of like confused, the uncertainty, but the different administrations are going in. Again, I try not to talk too much politics on here, but Trump is the president-elect as of right now, and tomorrow he will be inaugurated, and he has claimed that on day one he will sign a 90-day extension for TikTok, basically to find its seller. But TikTok, the brand itself, means nothing to me. It's more of the algorithm. Like I said, TikTok is a very creator-friendly platform, but it's the algorithm. It's the algorithm that pushed us out, that gains us all those followers, all those viral videos and stuff like that. So again, there's a lot of uncertainty. I've been reading a lot on it, but after those 90 days, TikTok is, I guess, worth about $50 billion is the number I'm hearing, maybe a little bit more than $50 billion, and it needs to sell to a US-based company. But ByteDance, basically the father company of TikTok, also said that they're not really interested in selling the algorithm, and the algorithm is the biggest part about TikTok. So again, a lot of uncertainties. There's a lot of what ifs. So this might go out on TikTok. I don't know. I scheduled a post today that already went out. I have no idea how that video is performing. Probably horribly, just because 99% of our viewers are from the US. But yeah, follow us on Instagram or YouTube. You're definitely watching on one of those. You're not really watching on TikTok as of right now. We'll see what happens in the next few days. But again, a very weird time for HatTrick Sports. But we'll get through it. Like, we can't really be complaining. There are people's houses that are burning down in California. There are people without water. Like, you can't really complain about you not being able to access a social media platform. It sucks that it's unfortunate for us that I've spent a large majority of the last year and a half, 2 years on this company, and 90% of it was on TikTok. So, again, a lot of uncertainties. There's not a right or a wrong answer. There's just a lot. There's a lot still up in the air, even though TikTok, as of right now, is going dark is dark. But yeah, there's a lot going on. But again, it's not the end of the world. We'll all still survive. I'll figure out a way. I'm still young. There's other ways to build on other platforms. I really want HatTrick Sports to grow. It's just unfortunate. So that's basically what I got on there. I got my little rambling. But yeah, like I said, hopefully in the next few days it comes back up. The US servers come back up. Again, there's not really anything I can say right now. But let's move on to some MLB news. MLB is a great time to be a Dodgers fan. Great time to be a Dodgers fan. Before we go back to that, actually. Before we go back into it, one thing that we are doing on Instagram, and I'm trying to, again, this is more on the TikTok ban. What I'm trying to do is we've been doing Lock of the Day on TikTok for the last 300 plus days. Every single day. The only day I missed was the day that I was in Miami watching Shohei Ohtani's 50-50 day, pretty much. The greatest performance by a single player ever. That's the only day I've missed, and I still made other videos along with that. But we've basically gone 300 plus days straight of doing HatTrick Lock of the Day. So for you guys on Instagram, I'm definitely posting on Instagram. Again, I'm trying to figure out how to download them and put them onto YouTube as well. Again, the editing is very different on Instagram than it was on TikTok. So there's a lot of there's just a lot of moving parts with this TikTok transition. But basically, Lock of the Day is where I choose one team every day that I think will win. I'll talk about the previous day, if we got the win, if we got to loss. We always have the record up there, some graphics. But yeah, that's basically what it is. We're going to be posting on Instagram, again, trying to get it on YouTube. I don't see us ever stopping that until HatTrick Sports is no longer a company, I guess. I don't really know. A company. So yeah, that's what we do. If you're interested in Lock of the Day, I know we got a lot of views on it on TikTok. Again, converting it to Instagram, the different editing techniques on Instagram to TikTok is very, very different. I tried it for the first time today. But that's basically what Lock of the Day is. I choose one team every day that I think will win, and it's a lock. It's a lock. So that, want to talk about that. But back to MLB, the Dodgers. Great time to be a Dodgers fan. The Dodgers signed Roki Sasaki, the biggest free agent of the season. Roki Sasaki, he signed with the Dodgers for 1 year, $6.5 million. So basically, the international money, it was between 8 different teams, and then it was between 8 different teams. Then he cut it down to basically just the Pods, the Jays, and the Dodgers, and then it went down. The Padres were out, and the Blue Jays offered him about $2 million more than the Dodgers did, but again, this is all speculation. I think because of you have Yamameatball, you have Ohtani, you have all these Asian guys, Japanese guys that, and the winning aspect, Roki Sasaki ended up signing with the Dodgers. We got him cheap. It's a big risk. Don't get me wrong. He's never played in the MLB before. $6.5 million. We have a lot of pitching this year. I love to see it. I absolutely love to see it. Like I said, biggest free agent of the offseason. The Jays offered him more money. The Blue Jays offered him more money. But hey, you want to win. You got to spend money to make money. I've been saying that. You got to spend money. The Dodgers spent money. Any team could have signed Roki Sasaki. Actually, with international money, it could have been iffy. But in general, any team could sign any free agent. There are every single owner or owner groups or whatever, and every single MLB team are absolute billionaires, multi-billionaires. They can afford what the Dodgers can. The Dodgers owner group, Guggenheim is the big part of it. Then you got Johnson and all sorts of other owners, but they can afford guys, so don't hate us. But the Dodgers also did. I was looking up stuff. I got the big notebook full of secrets right here, and I was just going through all the Twitter, the Passan, all sorts of stuff. And as soon as I click on Jeff Passan's page, I see Tanner Scott signed with the Dodgers, 4 years, $72 million. He's the biggest reliever / closer on the free agent market in the offseason. And guess what? The Dodgers also got him. So who do we give up now? What do the Dodgers do? The Dodgers have more pitching than players on any other team, pretty much. And I love seeing it. But I think that the more the Dodgers spend, especially this offseason, you got to quiet it down, because the MLB, I don't think they'll announce it, but I think they might be talking about a salary cap, which I am completely against. Like I said, every single owner and every single MLB team can spend billions of dollars. No problem. They just want the money. But then the Dodgers, know that they could get more money if they spend more money. So it's a big thing, but it sounds like it's not official, but I think that the MLB might be thinking about adding a salary cap. So the Dodgers just slow it down just a little bit. I think we have enough for now. Sign Kike, please, if you want. Flaherty's gone. Flaherty's not going to go to the Dodgers anymore. But yeah, the Dodgers starting rotation is going to be absolutely crazy. The Dodgers pitching rotation is going to be absolutely crazy. You got a whole bunch of pitchers. Some will have to move to the bullpen. Some will have to be traded, cut. I don't really know what we do at this point. But you got Blake Snell, Yama Meatballs, Tyler Glasnow, Roki Sasaki, Tony Gonsolin, Dustin May. You got Knack, you got Ohtani, you got all these guys. Are we going to have an 8-man rotation? Obviously, some of these guys, again, are going to be going against the bullpen. But guess what? We're signing bullpen guys like Tanner Scott and guys like that. It's just wild. It is a wild time to be a Dodgers fan. I've never, ever seen anything like this. The Dodgers are making history, and I'm here for it. If you hate the Dodgers, if you hate the growing of baseball, then you do that. You hate all the Dodgers. But guess what? The Dodgers are winning the next 10 World Series by a million. Yeah, so that's what I got. Some more Dodger news. Shohei Ohtani donates $500,000 to LA Wildfire Rescues. Again, like I've said, I've been following this a little bit. Obviously, there's a lot of news going on around sports and about social media and basically what everything HatTrick Sports is about. Now, there's a lot going on everywhere. So, the LA Wildfires seem to be maybe slowing down. I mean, it's been a couple weeks at this point. I'm hoping it's slowing down. Again, my heart's out there for anybody that's been affected. I feel absolutely horrible for everybody that's been affected. Not even just sports players, but like even all the billionaires and millionaires and even the middle income people. Like, I'm sorry. I know it's an unfortunate time, but Shohei Ohtani did donate $500,000 to fire rescue. The Freemans, Freddie and Chelsea Freeman, also donated about $300,000 to the LAFD and all sorts of different stuff like that. But let's talk about Ohtani. So Ohtani, $500,000. That's a quarter of his salary with the Dodgers. Obviously, when he's in 10 years, he's going to get paid a lot more. But think about it. He spends 25% of his salary with the Dodgers, again, not including brand deals, not including the deferred money. But he spends that on fire rescue. That just shows how good of a human he is. And he's going to be a dad. And he's going to be he just keeps getting better. Shohei Ohtani just keeps getting better. Oh my God. But yeah, that's that. Let's talk about Bob Uecker, one of the greatest sports broadcasters of all time. He started his career in baseball. He was like a backup catcher for the Cardinals. I think it was the Cardinals. Kind of a nobody. Then he kind of started his real career after that. He was a broadcaster for the Brewers forever, and he did recently die at 90. He starred in all sorts of movies. You've definitely seen him. You've definitely heard him. I'll play some clips right now. It's sad to see that he died, but again, you're 90. He lived a great life, and he'll always be remembered by the baseball community. Let's move on. More MLB signings. Jarren Duran, you need a tennis racket. You need a tennis racket. You need a tennis racket. Jarren Duran. He did re-sign with the Red Sox 1 year, $3.85 million. There's some arbitration, or there's some other contract details in there too, but 1 year, almost $4 million. Good for him. You have AJ Minter to the Mets, 2 years, $22 million. And then you got Kyle Tucker. The Astros are going to be absolute dog-doo-doo next season. Kyle Tucker signs with the Cubs for 1 year, $16.5 million. That's what he deserves. I don't hate Tucker. He wasn't on the cheating team per se. Sure, he was in the organization. I got to meet him once. I'll throw up a picture. But he was a cool guy when I got to meet him that one time. And you know what? You can't hate the guy. He didn't cheat. And you know what? You just got. It's what it is. What it is. He deserves the money. $16.5 million is a ton of money. So congratulations, Kyle Tucker. And we'll see what happens after this 1 year. Do the Cubs re-sign him? I don't think he's going back to the Astros. I think he just spent his first few seasons with the Astros and is going to venture on after that. All right. Let's rank the top 5 MLB players that might go ringless in their MLB career. All right, let's go over there. I actually don't have a tab for it. At number 5, At number 5, you have Paul Goldschmidt. He has never won a ring. He's been playing since, 2011? Yeah, something like that. He's led the league in all sorts of stuff. He's led the league in plate appearances, walks, home runs, RBIs. He's been an MVP. He was the 2022 MVP. All-Stars, All-Star MVPs, third place in MVP voting, just all sorts of Silver Slugger, all sorts of stuff. He's played for the Diamondbacks, and the Cardinals. He's still with the Cardinals. A career wins above replacement of 62.8 wins above replacement, over 7,100 at bats, 7-time All-Star, MVP, 4-time Gold Glove, 5-time Silver Slugger award winner. But he may never go. He may go his whole career without winning a ring. So unfortunate to see, but he's at the lower end of the spectrum. At number 4, you have Francisco Lindor. Francisco Lindor. He's been playing since 2015, 4-time All-Star, 2-time Gold Glove, Platinum Glove Award winner, 4-time Silver Slugger. He has 49.6 wins above replacement with over 5,400 at-bats, over 1,400 hits, almost 250 home runs, a career batting average of 274. Let's see what he's led the league in games played in 2020 with 60 games played. Plate appearances 3 times, at bats twice. Runs scored with 129 in 2018. He was second in Rookie of the Year. Again, a great career, but he might go his whole career without winning a ring. But this may be his year. The Mets are going to be good this year. This may be his year to win. At number 3, you have Bryce Harper. That is one other thing why I'm kind of upset about the TikTok ban. I know now how to make coffee and banana bread and what's in Bryce Harper's bag and all sorts of stuff from TikTok. Bryce Harper's in his content creation era, I guess. But yes, he is a 2-time MVP, Rookie of the Year, Home Run Derby champion, 8-time All-Star, 4-time Silver Slugger, NLCS MVP. He started his career off, obviously, with the Nationals in 2012. Great story. Dropped out, guys. GED went first overall. He has 51 wins above replacement. Let's see what he led the league in. He led the league and wins above replacement in 2015 with 9.7. 118 runs. He led the league in doubles one year. Home runs with 42 in 2015. Walks a few times. On base percentage, slugging, OPS, OPS plus, ROBA, our bat plus, all sorts of stuff, intentional walks and stuff like that. So he gets podium. I hope he gets one, but the Phillies, they kind of lost their chance a few times, but his career's not over yet. At number 2, you have Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge was this close to winning a World Series, but he dropped the ball. Literally, he dropped the ball. Aaron Judge, 2-time MVP, Rookie of the Year, 6-time All-Star, Home Run Derby champion, Major League Player of the Year, 4-time Silver Slugger, Roberto Clemente Award winner. He has 52.2 wins above replacement, over 3,500 at-bats. He's led the league in wins above replacement 3 times, runs, home runs, walks, strikeouts, on-base percentage, slugging, OPS, OPS plus, the whole thing. He's led the league in the whole thing. But, again, he was this close, but he dropped the ball, and that is why he's at number 2, because he may never now. Now that they got rid of Soto, they did sign a few guys. There's going to be a lot of good teams this year, but he's at number 2. But that does not compare to number 1. The number 1, the greatest MLB player, the greatest current MLB player that may go ringless in his career is Mike Trout, and it's looking more like it. Mike Trout is one of the greatest baseball players in our generation. 3-time MVP, Rookie of the Year, 11-time All-Star, 9-time Silver Slugger, 2-time All-Star MVP, all sorts of awards. He has 86.2 wins above replacement. That is that is more wins than the average team has in a season, and that is just one guy since 2011. But yeah, wins above replacement. He led the league 5 years in a row with wins above replacement from 2012 to 2016. He led the league in runs, RBIs, walks, strikeouts, the whole thing. On base percentage, slugging, OPS, OPS plus, ROAB, BA, whatever. Like, he's just Mike Trout is potentially Mike Trout will probably go down as one of the greatest baseball players that never won a ring, and that's why he's at number 1. My bad. That is why he's at number 1. All right, let's move on to some NHL. Ovechkin. Alex Ovechkin has, right now, he has 874 goals in his career. Number 1 is the great Wayne Gretzky with 894. He is only 20 away. He started the season off with 853 goals. Then he missed like 5 weeks or so. Then he broke his hand or something like that. Which is now complicated. He had a broken fibula. He had a broken fibula, so he was out for 5 weeks. He made his return on December 28th against the Leafs. But yeah, he is only 20 goals away from tying and passing Wayne Gretzky in the all-time career goal leader. So, I just had it's a little bit of update. This is a story that may continue. This may happen. This may happen this season, and if not, it would be next season. How long is he signed for? Alex Ovechkin contract. He has signed 5 years for $47.5 million with the Capitals. It expires at the end of next season. So, by the end of next season, he should... maybe by the end of this season, but definitely next season, he may break Gretzky's total goals in his career, which would be great. It's like a LeBron. It's like LeBron and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So yeah, good for him. Looking good for him. I'm rooting for him. Let's move on to my favorite segment, Hall of Fame. Yay or nay? All right, Hall of Fame, yay or nay? We got Kyle Tucker. I talked about him a little bit. He's young. Will that prevent him from being in the Hall of Fame? He is a 3-time All-Star, Gold Glove, Silver Slugger. He's been playing since 2018 with the Astros. He's only led the league in one stat, and it is RBIs in 2023. He was 5th in MVP voting in 2023. But yeah, it's just a not yet kind of deal. I think with the Cubs, he could get good, and I think he might stay with the Cubs depending on how this upcoming season goes. His future's looking great. His careers look great. He just needs to keep going. You can't be in the Hall of Fame after playing 5 seasons and only having a 23 wins above replacement and never winning an MVP. If you weren't the greatest at one time, what makes you the greatest of all time? So, right now, it is a nay, but Kyle Tucker, we will be talking about you, I'm sure, in the next few years or so. All right, so thank you guys for watching the 82nd episode of the HatTrick Sports Podcast. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and YouTube, and if TikTok comes back up, hopefully everything is up in the air. I've looked at Red Note. It's very complicated. It's a very, very uncertain, not a lot of answers, very complicated thing right now. Almost done with the website. But yeah, make sure you use code HatTrick Sports when checking out at w.gg for 10% off. And we will see you guys next week for episode 83.